In this video, we're talking about real-time strategy in VR. It's Castle Wars. So recently, the guys at Arable reached out to me and said, hey, we've developed this new VR game. It's currently in kind of early access. It's called Castle Wars. Would you be interested in having a look? And the answer is, of course I would. I love VR, I love real-time strategy games, and any chance to look at what's being developed is always of interest to me. So the guy sent this over, and I've had a quick look, and this video is basically to just share my first impressions of it. So obviously it is an early access game, so I'm not going to talk about a couple of glitches. These are things that you would expect. This is more about what is the game like, how does it operate, and is it worth something to consider. So I had a look at some of the screenshots and some of the videos before trying this game out, and I kind of was expecting, I guess, for me, real-time strategy feels like Command and Conquer is the type of games that I used to really enjoy, and so it's something along those lines, I guess, is what I was expecting. So, is it like that? The answer is not really, but that doesn't mean it isn't good. So I talked first of all about the things that I like the most. I like how it's a game that you literally can just pick up and play. You don't have to mess around too much. You log in, choose if you're doing training or campaign, or if you want to do multiplayer, and you're good to go. The game loads really pretty quick, so you're just up and running in no time whatsoever, which is fantastic. The graphics are amazing. I think this is one of the most standout things about this game. I really love the graphics of it. I really love the immersion when you're playing. So you'll see in the videos that when you're playing, you can be alongside the team that you're commanding. So it's kind of like you have these life-size ogres and soldiers and everything at your disposal, which is really good. And the sounds, both of the individuals walking around and the weapons, etc., are really good. The background music is really good as well. Everything about it is a really pleasurable and enjoyable experience. There's quite a lot of levels. I think off the top of my head, I think it's like 18 or 19 levels. And they have really different kind of setups. So some of it's obviously housing, some of it's yards, some of it's kind of in open space, some of it's in like a arena type setup. And I really like the fact that it had that many levels. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Lots of these games, especially in early access, are very small, very confined. So I enjoyed playing multiple levels. Some levels are definitely harder than others in terms of being able to keep track of what's going on. So you don't have like a map overview. You literally are having to teleport around to see what's going, or you can find a really good vantage point where you can see a lot of what's happening and try and control what you're doing. So really like that. I also like the variety of different team players, if that makes sense. So whether you've got a group of soldiers or a dude with a bomb or a wizard doing stuff. I really like the fact that you have a kind of plethora of people to choose from. I think it's like 8 altogether, and I think this is then where things start to get a little bit tricky for me. So you have these different characters, but it's not clear in the game the attributes of those players. So I couldn't see if I hovered over anything or did something, it said to me, oh, this is a wizard, he has 10 HP and inflicts 15 HP, or this is a super warrior. So those are the things that, if you look online, and they have some material that are trying to post in here as we're talking that gives some information about this, but it'd be really helpful to have that in the game so you can enhance your strategy, I guess, of who you're using. And also some of these players are kind of frontline players, other of them take more of a back seat. So you obviously work that out as you're playing. That's kind of where the difficulty in the strategy comes in, but it'd be good to have an understanding of how that's working. You also have what I can describe as a fireball. So you can pick up this fireball and throw it, and it regenerates along with your kind of coinage or your points. They regenerate as well, and these are what you use to buy your troops to send them in. It's not quite clear to me you know, the ratio of if there's something happening which means that regenerates faster, or you know, how you get more coins faster is the amount of people you kill or something. I don't know, it wasn't obvious to me in the time I've played, and I've played it a couple of times now. I think one of the things that, again, kind of what I hinted to already, and Arab will say this themselves, it's a really easy game to get started with. There's not a very kind of steep learning curve to get up and running and enjoy it. But I think it is a game, by its design, I think that's tricky to master. So as you kind of graduate through the difficulty settings, it definitely does get progressively harder. In terms of, really, it feels like the enemy has an ability to spawn much quicker than you have the ability to, so you're really getting slammed, so you have to be much more strategic with your troops. I think that's one of the other things that, I guess, if I had a choice, I would like to see differently. So obviously the strategy is the number and the type of troops you deploy and in what order. I'd like, I guess, to be able to position those troops. So I'd like to keep, you know, perhaps 6 soldiers back near my castle to defend it, as opposed to just sending them all out. So by default, anything that you spawn is just on a mission to get to the other castle and destroy it. There's no ability to, you know, hold people at the castle level, at the midpoint level, or anything like that. So it would be great to be able to kind of position things so you have some backing. Obviously the other option right now is you have to make sure you keep some credit by, so if people get past you, you know, you can leave it to the last minute and quickly spawn a few troops as people come up to your castle. I think that was it, really. I couldn't choose try out the multiplayer, so I can't comment on that. There was no one online at the time when I was trying to play. The training is pretty self-explanatory. I think that's an example probably where they could explain better about the different character types and what you're using. I do like the fact that you can teleport around, you can move essentially your player console, you can drag and maneuver that to wherever it is you want to be in case it's getting in the way. I think the problem is, for me, I think it is a game worth checking out, but I feel that you may get frustrated with that fact that, you know, the whole strategy is in the order and the timing of deployment. So obviously that's part of the game in itself, and perhaps that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's for you guys to decide. I would like to have the ability to choose where my team was structured, so I could have a strong defense, you know, midpoint defense, and then a certain set that are just, you know, going for it to try and take down the other castle. It is enjoyable. Obviously this is early access, so lots of things may change, so it's good to try these things out and give the feedback. I think I will look again once it progresses. I don't know what the price point for this game is. I will post here probably what the current price is. For me, as a VR game, I think it has got playability. So it is a game that you could play over and over again. And obviously with the multiplayer, I think it'd probably be quite fun to play and hurl abuse at your friend. So I kind of feel like, in terms of price point, this is kind of like a, I don't know, an £8 to £10 game, I think, based on what I've seen right now. In terms of, you know, I think with a game around that mark, you're happy to get a few goes out of it and come back to it every now and then, you know, perhaps when some updates have happened. But I don't think right now it has the substance to warrant more than that, just in my opinion. So I do like real-time strategy games. It's not my favourite genre, but definitely something I really enjoy. And I think with a few tweaks, this game could be significantly more enjoyable for me. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed some of the gameplay overlays. Definitely worth checking this out. If you're into real-time strategy games, definitely Castle Wars is worth a look. I hope that they're going to improve it and continue to develop it. I mean, the team's only been around, I think, for about a year. I mean, they are kind of industry experts, but the game still has a long way to go. You know, some of these games can take many years to develop into something truly awesome and reach their full potential. So I'm hoping that these guys continue and are able to deliver on that. So thanks very much for watching. As usual, leave comments, get involved. If there's anything else you'd like to see or maybe interesting, add that to the comments. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.